Hello, this is Rxe Rex. Nettie Necrophilia is still at work. She's supposed to come at 8 a.m. So I have about 20 minutes to record this. Okay, I am going to talk about Mary Sues and how you should avoid them in your original fiction story. For starters, obviously you have to create a character. So when you create a character, give her a regular name. Give him a regular name. I decided, okay, so I have two stories going on. One is called Roommates, and the other one is called Forbidden Fruits. So for Roommates, I named one of my characters Eric's boss, James, Portobello. I don't know, I named him after a mushroom, yes. But it's not like I named him Rxe Greek god Apollo something. I mean, I wouldn't do that because it's absolutely stupid. And for Forbidden Fruits, I named my female lead Bestie Cordero. I think Best means oath of God, if I'm correct, or is derived from that. And, I didn't, want that. It's just, it was a very common name back in the colonial days, so I've been told. So I said, okay, why not name her something simple, and why not, instead of naming her Venus, Attraction, Rxe something, I mean, I have been working on this book very hard. I have done, several rough drafts on it. So, yeah. Anyway, don't give your character a long name. Don't. By all means. Bella Swan is a great example. I know she's been overused. Bella, beautiful. Swan, long, elegant-necked animal. Of course that's beautiful. I mean, number two, when you're describing your character, don't keep putting in the same thing. Like, oh, her raven locks suddenly moved with the wind. She had eyes like emeralds in the nighttime. Dude, you don't have to be that poetic. And if you make a male character say this, it isn't something that guys would usually say. What's the biggest compliment I've received from my friend Curtis? You have pretty eyes. I like your hair color. I think you're absolutely adorable. Yes, things like that boys will say. But overly poetic things, not even I would say that to a guy. Never. Because I'm not overly poetic. Take, for example, a good poem, The Highwayman, which is kind of where I stole the name best from. I just used it because I was actually working on a story about the Revolutionary War, and I needed a name, but it has nothing else to do with the Highwayman. But it's actually one of my favorite poems, even if the guy does sound a bit overly romantic. Who cares? I don't. I love it. But obviously when the author is describing Beth, he describes her in a way with black locks, like long black hair, and black eyes. He's not saying she had eyes the color of the darkest night or something like that. He just says black-eyed, black-haired, which is, I don't know why, but it created such a striking image of her when I read that. And it's one of the best poems, if you ask me. Number 3. Do not, by all means, have every guy fall in love with her and every girl hate her, or even girls fall in love with her. I'm going to use Twilight, the girl who was in love with a vampire. She is married to the extreme. If she is not a troll, I think this girl is crazy. I do not care if English is her second language. I just read a fiction press from a girl whose English was second language, but I'm sorry. I kind of have a speech impediment sometimes. who English was their second language, that wrote the story in an incredibly well-written manner. Maybe she had a proofreader or something, but it was very well written. I mean, and that's no excuse if English is your second language not to write, um, a good story. That is no excuse. Okay, we understand there might be a few spelling mistakes, a couple grammar mistakes. It's no problem, but as long as your character doesn't go like Twyla, that is beautiful, or anything, there should be no excuse in creating a Mary Sue. Really. Unless you want your book flamed by thousands upon thousands of people. Number 5. Do not steal from another story. You can use same names. For my fiction press roommate, I'm using the 2 names from the band members of Creature Feature. But that's alright. Why? Because they're names. I'm not necessarily saying they are them, because I have hyped up their appearances, actually. And the lead singer is even taller than he is, and he has no mutton chops. The keyboardist is pale, has brown hair instead of black hair, and something else, and is even chubbier than he is. So, you can use names, but don't make your character a carbon copy of Bella Swan. Then they'll just call her a body snatcher, in other words. Because, okay, say you have a character named Isabella Goose or something. Everybody's going to know, oh, that's a carbon copy of Bella Swan. Last but not least, when making a character, keep in mind everyone has flaws. Your character may be ugly. I mean, I like to read about ugly characters. I really do. My character has an ugly smile, even though she's pretty, which kind of makes her a little less attractive than most of the other girls. But it's okay, because we all have something that makes us ugly. Trust me, we all do. I sometimes think my nose is too long or something like that. I looked at myself in the mirror yesterday and I'm like, damn it, I'm pale. It's like, I need a suntan. We all have something that makes us a little less attractive than we should be. And then again, we're human, but we're all beautiful in our own way. But we can't all be Miss America, plus that whole thing is Photoshop, or Miss Universe, or anything like that. And try to have your characters have different personalities, because we're all unique. For example, I will take my best friend Curtis and my other friend Garrison. Curtis is really open about sharing his feelings. He loves giving hugs. He's very, kind person. Garrison, on the other hand, is very blunt. He doesn't really like to share his feelings. But still, they're different people. And we can't all expect to be the same, can we? And if you're giving your character flaws, you might want to use some of your own. I'm stubborn. I think with my fists rather than my brain, which gets me into a lot of trouble. You may just want to do, oh, my character's really shy. She has a hard time making friends. One of the best characters I can honestly find is characters with some sort of illness, like My Sister's Keeper. That is one of the best books I read. I cried at the end. I've only done that in one other book, and that is Marley and Me, because I have a dog, and I can sympathize with their loss and mourning of it. But My Sister's Keeper, although entirely fictional, was one of the best books I have ever read. And I can safely say it did deserve its New York Times bestseller. It's I love characters with illnesses because they are not perfect. My friend made a story, a play actually, in 8th grade called I Would Flip My Writ. Obviously we got it from They're Coming to Take Me Away. But it's an incredibly good play, and it shows the mental deterioration of one person. And I'm like, you wrote this because my friend, like I said, is extremely short, 4'6", very light too. And it's like having someone that short and light write such a compelling play. It's amazing. I mean, I wrote kind of comedy, but still, when you're writing a character, you want to avoid Mary Sue's at all costs. You And if you do make a mentally ill person, or a person with a physical illness, it will allow the person to sympathize with this character more. But yet we know that character is far from perfect. So, sorry if that last bit sounded a bit emotional, but yeah. I'll catch you guys later. My coffee is almost ready, actually. I don't drink coffee that much. I just want to watch some videos, so yeah. And I've done all I have to say here. Catch me next time on my new series, I don't know what to call it. Okay, thanks guys for listening. Bye. Subscribe if you want, leave a comment if you want, thumbs up or down, and tell me your opinion on what you thought of this. Thank you, bye.